Hello and welcome to an Prot Warrior tanking guide, wave by wave in the silver difficulty. And I always charge the wrong one. The first wave that comes up is pretty negligible. Nothing really happens. These mobs don't hit you hard enough to where you even really need to push any defensive cooldowns whatsoever, so I'm just trying to burn them down quicker by expending my rage on Heroic Strike, because they can't actually even burn through your natural HP with the healing from the healer. So the first wave is pretty much just kill it and you're done. Second wave is going to have a whole bunch of bunnies, and these can actually be problematic. Stun them. Shockwave is a godsend. If you're trying to tank without Shockwave, it can be problematic. And let's actually push a cooldown here. And I'm going to go ahead and just Thunderclap them to apply the slow and leap over here. Basically, this causes their bleed to pretty much fall off. Just kiting them a little bit. Or not. Or I failed. Alright, the way you're supposed to do that, probably it's usually easier just to Shockwave them and run, but I figured I could outdistance them. But I guess in silver, it doesn't really matter. If you're doing gold, it's a good idea to Shockwave them. If you're doing gold, it's a good idea to Shockwave them. Let's go ahead and shield barrier and position this guy. Alright. Really, it's not even in silver, it's not necessarily essential to position these guys in here, but it does help out. So generally speaking, it's a good idea. To be perfectly honest, I'm kind of messing this up. I haven't really done too well. I failed at kiting that. I failed at kiting the bunnies, and I kind of stepped in the fire myself a little bit, which is generally not a good idea. Here, bunnies, back it off there. Let's get to this guy. Interrupt him. Spell Reflect the Pyroblast. Let's blow Enrage Regeneration just to be on the safe side. It's a short cooldown. I kind of hate blowing cooldowns on silver, and you really shouldn't have to, but I made a mistake by accidentally stepping in the fire right before I went up there, and took a little bit extra damage than I really should have. Nope, there you are. Alright, just gonna go ahead and stun these guys. And go ahead and go over here and position myself right in front of this. And make them stand in that. Oh, here comes the bunnies. I'm gonna have to move them. It's not really a huge deal if they actually get on the your healer for a few seconds. She's got plenty of HP. She, in fact, has more HP than you. So, if they get on her for just a little while, it's no big deal. And I'm just going to go ahead. That's really how the bunny kiting works a little bit better. Stun them with your Shockwave, and then just Heroic Leap away, or just walk away. Oh, here are these annoying wing guys. These guys basically, in silver, they only come out like one at a time, so primarily you can just focus on them. And whenever they do that, a wing blast, just taunt them back. This way, wave 6 is not really particularly damaging, so you really shouldn't have to blow anything. Really, in silver, the only thing that's actually could kill you is those Pyroblast. Is the Pyroblast from the big caster ad. I can't even remember what he's called. The Flame Caller. And of course, as a warrior, you have Spell Reflection, which just knocks it back, and you can pummel them, and you can Shockwave them. And if you happen to talent Stormbolt, which I wouldn't really recommend, I really wouldn't recommend it, Shockwave is just so much better. Hey, come here. And just going to stun all of you. Smack that. Position them right here. And it doesn't matter because he's just going to knock you around. Really, positioning this Gad in here isn't is not really going to be very... You're not going to be able to do it very well. And let's charge this guy and interrupt him, because those fireballs actually do hurt. Silver tank is much more difficult than the silver for DPS. As you can see, I've had to hit Rage Regeneration a couple times. Primarily is because I'm not the best warrior tank out there, to be perfectly honest. I've never really raid tanked on it. I usually just play my warrior for fun, or kicks and giggles. And boop. And boop. Main thing is you just run through your basic damage mitigation rotation, which is push shield block whenever you can, and shockwave to stun things. And Rage Regeneration will be back up in just a second. I can go ahead and just stun this guy. Make this guy fight me. Oh, Heroic Leap over that. That is one actually thing that works really well, is that you can Heroic Leap over stuff. First few hits, until they start taking down those ads, you're going to want to mitigate those spells because, well, they can kind of hurt. Now it's just him. It's not too bad. It's going to hurt, but yeah, he's not going to kill you by himself. And of course, once you kill stuff and you actually get a victory rush, it's not too bad. And you can interrupt it. And he's done. These guys, the large illusionary flame callers, are really the only things that are really going to hit you really hard. Mainly because warriors don't have a lot that really mitigates spell damage. Shield barrier is about it, and unless you've got a high amount of resolve, which means only after the fact, it's not going to shield you for a whole lot. So you might have to hit your Rage Regeneration a couple times. Of course, if you're a better warrior tank than me, you'll probably just interrupt them and keep them down. As you can see, I didn't blow any big cooldowns. I didn't blow Shield Wall. I didn't blow Last Stand. I didn't blow Demoralizing Shout. I didn't blow my Ravager, which I love that, by the way. Really completely cuts down physical damage taken by increasing your parry chance by a lot. So really, it's not incredibly necessary to be blowing cooldowns. I kind of blew in Rage Regeneration a couple times just to be on the safe side. So you might hit one or two things occasionally. But the main thing is, interrupt that Flame Caller's attack spells. Interrupt those Pyroblasts, because they hurt. Upkeep your general shield block whenever you're tanking a bunch of ads, and make sure to shockwave the ads to give yourself some breathing space. Shockwave is actually really powerful survivability cooldown. Just by stunning the ads, lets your healer just heals you right up. So make sure you're on those Flame Callers, interrupt them, spell reflect them, and stun those ads, and you should get this done without too much trouble.